Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Um, Brothers and sisters in Islam, if you are Arab or non-Arab, Indian or Pakistani, Bangladeshi or American or non-American, if you are Muslim, this message is for you, inshallah. Uh, what is the difference between politics and Islam? So many people now are confused about that. So inshallah, me too, I'm confused. So I want to share with my brothers and sisters something, so maybe we think together. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is the first, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. This is Surah Al-Fatiha, chapter number 1 in the Quran. In chapter number 17, which is one surah before the Surah Al-Kahf, chapter 17, the first verse also says, Subhana alladhi asra bi'abdihi layla min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa. Glory be to Allah, the one who took his slave servant, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in a long trip from al-Masjid al-Haram, from Mecca to al-Masjid al-Aqsa in Palestine. This is verse in the Quran, brothers and sisters. So when you say al-Masjid al-Aqsa, you're talking about Quran. This is not politics. It has nothing to do with politics. Yani, subhanallah, so many people are confused. You say politics. Every time you mention the word Palestine, that's politics. It's not politics, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you from the Quran. When things happen in Syria or Egypt or Turkey or Pakistan or India or anywhere in the Muslim world, maybe it belongs to the local community. Maybe that's politics, with the exception of two spots on the earth, which is Saudi Arabia, and Palestine. Brothers and sisters, every time you talk about Saudi Arabia or Palestine, you are talking about faith. It has nothing to do with politics. No politics. No politics. If somebody attack al-Haram al-Madani, or somebody attack al-Haram al-Makki, if somebody attack al-Aqsa, you are defending your own religion. It's like exactly when somebody is reading from the Old Testament or the New Testament. He's reading a verse in his scriptures. You're not telling him you are talking politics. We are not talking politics. There is no politics. There is no politics when you talk about Palestine, brothers and sisters. The problem is, let me tell you the problem. And I'm talking about self. I don't want anybody to be mad at me or something. I'm talking about myself. I've been here in this country for 4 years. I was very young when I came here. I was in my 20s. I was born and raised in Cairo, Egypt. Syria is an Arab country. So please, I don't want people to take it personally, or the Egyptian to be mad at me, or the Arabs to be mad at I'm talking about myself. I was born and raised under the impression that so many things, haram and halal. Do this, don't do that. Do this, do that. When I came to the state, I learned that so many things that I've learned was wrong. Unfortunately, I'm not trying to say that my parent was wrong, but this is what their parents did to them. So they are teaching me the same. But again, at that time, this is a culture. I used to live in the East, so maybe it's good enough for the East, but it's not good enough for the West. So many things that I used to do in the East, it's not good enough here. So I'm not blaming people on my age. I'm 62. I'm not blaming people on old people. I'm blaming the young ones, Americans, who were born and raised in this country. What I see from you till now is not good enough reaction. With all respect to your parents. Your parents, I'm a parent and I'm a grandpa. So I'm telling you, the young ones, that's what's happening right now in Palestine. This is part of your faith. And I don't see reactions good enough from you. I'm not going to go and protest because I'm old. I can go, but I'm not going to be that effective. But we want the young ones. Where are you, young ones? So we came to this country with a package, a culture package, with a lot of, what they call it in Arabic, impurities. So, and again, I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about anybody else. So this is haram, this is halal. I did my best to change it, but I go to bed at the night and wake up in the morning on my default system. I go back, I wake up in the morning again as an Egyptian. Then the rest of the day I'm trying to come back as an American citizen. But I go back to at the end of the night, I go to the bed and I go back to my, it's like a computer. When you turn it off, it goes back to everything. You reset the whole thing. That's what happened. So I'm trying, but it's not working. It's not working, but it works with young ones who were born and raised in America. This is a free country. You can say anything. You can say anything you want. You can express yourself. You can do this. You can do that. And not only that, you can help the old ones, the old ones, to do things as well. So this message is for you, young ones. No blame for the old ones. No blame for your masjid is not doing enough. No blame for your community. No blame blame on you. You need to, brothers and sisters, what is the worst thing that could happen to any one of us? Is when you blame yourself. When you blame yourself, this is the worst thing that could happen. No matter what you do, trying to make people happy, you're going to be blamed by people. Who cares? To be honest with you, who cares if people blaming me? But I do care if I blame myself. Don't do something now that makes you blame yourself later. So do your help. We need a reaction from young ones, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, I'm trying to be quick and fast. That's why I'm speaking fast, because I don't want to make it more than 5 minutes. Brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, كل يعمل على شاكلته. Each and every one of us can do work on according to his skills and abilities. So you don't have to do the same exact thing your brother or your sister or your cousin or your friend is doing. Do whatever you can do. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, فَلْيُنْفِقْ كُلِّ ذِي سَعَةٍ مِّن سَعَتِهِ. Like each and every one of you should spend from what he has extra. Like anything you have. He didn't even mention what money you have. If you have money extra, no. Anything. If you have money, you spend from that money. If you have time, you spend from that time. If you have power, you spend from that power. So anything you can do. So as I mentioned, the only blame is the worst blame is when you blame yourself. So it's time, brothers and sisters, young one now, to do something about Palestine. This is not politics. With all respect to your parents, you are American citizens, or your parents will tell you you are Egyptian, or you are Indian, you are Pakistani. I disagree. I disagree with this. You're not. Your parents originally from Egypt, but you are born and raised here. You are an American. You are in a free country. You can say whatever you want. Brother and sister, I can go in the middle of Pennsylvania Avenue, across the street from the White House, and I can blame the president. Cannot do this back in Egypt, or I cannot do this back in Syria. It's different. No, it's different culture. It's different culture, different politics is haram. You cannot talk in politics. This is not politics. This is Quran. You are talking about the Masjid al-Aqsa. We need to do something, brother and sister. Let me conclude with one verse in the Quran. قالوا معذرة إلى ربكم ولعلهم يتقون. They said, in order to be free from guilt before your Lord, and perhaps they might be guided. This is the verse in Surah Al-A'raf. Group of people are trying to make da'wah. Group of people are trying to advise another group, another corrupted group. So they're advising them. So some people say, why you are advising a corrupted group? Those people are corrupted. They're going to go to hell anyway. So listen to their answer. They're telling them, we are advising them in order to be free from guilt before your Lord. So they're advising them, I'm doing this for myself, not for them. Allah will ask you, so you cannot, don't blame yourself. So Allah will ask you, so I did advise, I did what I'm supposed to do, and perhaps they might be guided. If they are guided or not, I don't care. Who cares? I'm doing the first reason is myself, the second reason is for them. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who listen to this speech and follow the best of it. Please, young ones, you need to do any reaction for the sake of Palestine, which is part of our religion. This is a faith, this is not politics. Al-Aqsa, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. جزاكم الله خير وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.